I'm kind of glad Lamar didn't win it. You got 2 league MVPs. Every other individual in NFL history who's had 2 league MVPs have won a Super Bowl championship. Lamar, if you will be quiet and let me explain, I will make sure you understand my explanation. What I'm saying is, if he had won 3, then the heat on him next year would have intensified even more. And his failures more instead of appreciating his greatness. Josh Allen winning the MVP, well, congratulations. Now what you gonna do? Because we gonna talk about you the same way we talk about Lamar Jackson now. Because now you are MVP. Where's your chip? And if we're not gonna talk about him not having a chip, we can't do that to Lamar Jackson either. That's why.
Will you shut the hell up?
Not bad for a running back.
Ever since Lamar Jackson came into the NFL in 2018, this man, who will now be known as Stephen A. Sith, basically has been the poster child for the Lamar Jackson delusionals. And you know what? I got to give credit where it's due. I always think anytime Lamar Jackson, his name comes up, the topic of Lamar Jackson, anytime that comes up and he starts talking, I sit there and I say, clearly, he can't say anything more dumb than what he said the last time. And lo and behold, I'm proven wrong every single time. Glad Lamar Jackson didn't win his 3rd MVP. And your reason is because if he won his 3rd MVP, that would put more pressure on Lamar Jackson.
You are one dumb son of a...
Now, I'm a firm believer. If you're going to say something, say it with the chest. Say it where you're coming from. Say what you mean. And seeing as how he doesn't want to say it, I'll say it for him. Had Lamar Jackson won his 3rd MVP and no Super Bowl at the moment, they, including mainly him, would be all over him, like always, with a bunch of malarkey and nonsensical foolishness. And what's worse, there was people in the crowd and he's sitting there like,
if you will be quiet and let me explain, I will make sure you understand my explanation.
Usually when people say that, they have a good point. They have a very world-renowned point, something that actually makes sense. But your follow-up was even worse than the statement you made before. Everybody's favorite non-Super Bowl winning quarterback, Dan Marino, has 1 MVP and is still considered by many of you to be one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. But thanks to the good old-fashioned double standard for Lamar Jackson, the more MVPs he wins, the worse it is for him. He's in the company with a lot of guys, they won a Super Bowl with 2 MVPs. He's not a lot of guys. He's Lamar Jackson. And unfortunately, yes, he has not won a Super Bowl. But what does that have to do with anything?
You have nothing.
Bottom line, plain and simple, the MVP of the 2024 season was indeed Lamar Jackson, but they threw a pity party and gave it to Josh Allen.
Period.
I swear, man, people trip me up. Stephen A. Sith, one of the main guys that's been hating on Lamar Jackson, any accomplishment Lamar Jackson has made, he's always had something negative to say about it. Go back to the 2019 when he had unanimous MVP, his first MVP. This was the main dude sitting there doing absolutely nothing but downplaying everything Lamar Jackson did.
He was I mean, look, he is
And need I remind you all that not that long ago, he had one of the worst takes ever on the discussion of Lamar Jackson, him and Shannon Sharp, and then literally a week later, try to take it all back and act like it didn't happen.
The question is, are the Ravens getting their money's worth on Lamar Jackson?
No.
The answer is no.
No.
The answer is no. Lamar Jackson has to make sure, because we all know he's worth his money because he's box office. You walk through the turnstiles to see him. So I don't know what this debate was about whether or not he's worth his money. Of course he's.
You're full of crap.
And don't even get me started about his failed attempts to try to convince all people with common sense that Joe Burrow and Josh Allen are actually better than Lamar Jackson. One guy's better because he went to the Super Bowl, and the other guy's better basically because he's not Lamar Jackson. Seriously, I call these guys the Lamar Jackson delusionals for a reason. I'm convinced that they don't know that the rest of the world has the internet and access to it, because they how can you say so much malarkey with a straight face and then think, oh, ain't nobody gonna remember that? Nah, we got receipts, my dude. And you can tell yourself that calling Lamar Jackson box office is a compliment, but you also used to call Tim Tebow that. Yeah, we remember that. The Lamar Jackson delusionals all do the exact same thing. Try their best to talk down his greatness, have never watched him play a game, go more off of their feelings instead of actual facts, and deny. Throughout Lamar Jackson's career, Stephen A. Sith has done absolutely nothing but talk down anytime Lamar Jackson accomplishes anything, going up against top-tier teams that everyone says is the best team in the NFL. And what happens when they cross paths with Lamar Jackson? 2019, it was Tom Brady and the Patriots, who were undefeated at the time. We're going to go into Baltimore and stomp those boys out. And then what happened? Well, how about later that year when they went to Seattle when the Seahawks were still a threat and a playoff contending team? Yeah, they were going to go there and get smacked around by them and the 12th men, right? Or when the Ravens took on the 49ers, who ended up being the NFC champions that year, they were going to get smacked around. Those are the two top teams in the NFL at the time. And what happened? Lamar Jackson got the job done, beat all of those teams. And it was the same thing these last two seasons. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens will go toe-to-toe with the league's elite best teams, go to their house or have them at their house, take them behind the barn, and put every last one of them out of their misery. Because Lamar Jackson is that dude. But to certain people, it just never will be enough. Now, I'm going to say this. I'll give credit to Stephen A. Sith. When it comes to basketball, he knows exactly what he's talking about. At least to my knowledge. I don't know that much about basketball. So y'all leave a comment saying whether or not he's good at it or not. What you think. Leave a comment below. But for right now, him and the NBA talking basketball, 100%. When it comes to the NFL, it drops down to 50. I'll even put him at 40 because half the time he has some valid points, but then there are other times where you just sitting there like,
What the hell is wrong with you?
But make no mistake about it, no mistake, zero mistake about it. When it comes to Lamar Jackson and his knowledge on about this brother,
-2. All right, go -2.
I've been saying for the longest time, anytime Lamar Jackson's name comes up, this dude needs to be all the way quiet and let everybody else speak. I stand by that statement. Thank you for watching this video. By all means, like, share, and leave a comment. And if you want to see more content, go ahead and push the subscribe and notification button for videos already up and for the ones to come.